Okay, bro, I'm gonna show you what if I'm remembering correct, maybe you just pulled off your rear rotor and it's actually not going inside back in there. You can't seem to get that thing fit. If that is the case, what you have to do is you have to open these. I guess your rotor should be out. Now your swing arm right behind these two covers, like 1 and 2, take them off. There's a secondary gearbox right behind, down in between this. The U-joint is roughly situated right behind these fenders. It's nothing, it's just the rounder, bigger part of the swing arm down over here. So you take these two out, these two chrome covers out. There is 4 bolts, I believe 9, I can't remember the size, but they are 4 bolts, and they're either 12 or 10 or 14, one of those guys. You take 4 of those out. The ideal weight that I found is roughly around 200 milliliters of oil that sits in the secondary gearbox. So what you do is you loosen the bolts, you pull it off, and you make sure you cover. If you have a small plastic transparency, just slide it underneath in there and put a catch can right down over here. That's what I normally did. The sheet goes in there and funnel it out. If not, that 100-200 milliliters of oil you'll have to clean inside. So once you take it off from here, what you do is once you loosen it off, you take your secondary gearbox out. The U-joint is basically situated right behind, down over here. It's basically a small floating joint. The way I did it, it's ideal to have 2 guys to do it, but if you're a tall guy, and I would not recommend, but if you're a tall guy and if you don't have absolutely no help, you can do it by yourself. I'm a 6 feet tall guy, so I'm not that tall, but I'm fairly tall. My knees, I put one knee underneath in there supporting the rear rotor. You know what, let's go with the 2 guys. It might be a lot easier for you. So get one guy to hold your rear rotor. You take your secondary gearbox off. You push the drive shaft in there. You put your U-joint floating just bare minimum on what needs to sit in there. On this side, your secondary gearbox is going to have a small drive shaft, which you also engage onto the U-joint. So you're basically trying to get 2 tips of the U-joint engaged. Once you engage, push your secondary gearbox a little bit in, and you have to play around like a small tiny bit. Simultaneously, the guy on from the back side also pushes. It's a combination factor. It took me 10 to 15 minutes. It's not a huge thing. It seems to be a very, very big task, but believe me, I mean, you can easily do it. Once you put them back on, make sure everything engages, and then once you're engaged, try rotating your rear tire. You have to jack your bike up on for this, a lot easier that way. If you don't have jack, then I guess you'll have to see if you can rotate the secondary gearbox splines inside and see if I guess your rotor's not going to move till that moves. So you might have to rock. Ideal thing is put it on a jack and get that thing done. Once you're done, play around a little bit, wiggle it, and the secondary gearbox goes in. Tighten the bolts and you should be done.